It was Christmas, and for most families, that means warmth, love, and being surrounded by people who truly care about you. For me, it was supposed to be that way too. I had just come back to my parents' farm, a farm I had poured my blood, sweat, and tears into helping save. Without me, they would have lost everything. But the credit didn't go to me. Instead, my mom made sure everyone believed it was Jake, my brother, who swooped in like some kind of savior. And no matter what I said, she wouldn't listen. You know that feeling when your voice just doesn't matter. When you're speaking the truth, but people decide it's easier to believe the lie. That's where I was. I tried to show the evidence, I laid everything out, receipts, documents, hours of work logged, proof that I was the one who had saved the farm. But my mom cut me off. Enough, Susan, she said. You always try to make it about you. My stomach sank. My hands were trembling because I couldn't believe she would say that to me after everything I'd done. Jake just sat there smirking, like he was enjoying watching me be shut down. And that smirk lit a fire inside me. The months that followed were brutal. Every time I visited, every time we had family gatherings, I was reminded of how I was treated. My dad stayed quiet, probably because he didn't want to rock the boat, and my mom went on and on about how grateful we all should be to Jake. I felt erased, invisible, like my hard work didn't matter. I started to question myself, too. Maybe I had been stupid to even try. Maybe my mom would never see me as anything other than second best. But here's the thing about the truth, it doesn't stay hidden forever. And while Jake was basking in the spotlight, he was careless. He bragged too much. He started slipping up in conversations with relatives, claiming things that didn't add up. He didn't know the details, the hours, the paperwork. He'd repeat things wrong, make mistakes that only someone who wasn't really there would make. People began to notice. Quietly at first, then with more certainty. And while my mom tried to defend him, cracks started forming in her perfect image of her golden child. 6 months later, the truth finally exploded. Jake had been cornered by one of our neighbors who knew the real story, because that neighbor had been working with me the entire time. The neighbor called Jake out in front of my parents, and when he stammered and couldn't back it up, the silence in the room was deafening. My mom looked pale, like the foundation she had built up around Jake had crumbled in an instant. My dad finally spoke up, saying he had always suspected I was the one doing the real work. It felt like justice, sweet and raw, after months of being silenced. Jake tried to spin it, of course. He muttered something about helping in other ways, but by then, it was too late. The evidence was there, the witnesses spoke up, and I no longer needed to defend myself. The truth spoke for itself. My mom's face was a mix of shock and regret, but she didn't say anything. She just sat there, staring at me like she was seeing me for the first time. And as for me, I finally felt the weight lift. That heaviness in my chest, that knot in my stomach, all of it was gone. The best part wasn't even the moment my mom went quiet or when Jake's smirk disappeared. It was the relief of knowing I didn't need their validation anymore. I had done the right thing, I had saved our farm, and no one could take that from me. Their silence was the sweetest revenge of all. If you've ever been dismissed, ignored, or called a liar when you were telling the truth, you know how painful it is. But in the end, the truth always finds a way out. And when it does, the people who doubted you, the ones who tried to erase you, they're the ones who end up choking on their own words. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button and tell me in the comments about a time when the truth came out in your life. And of course, subscribe for more stories like this, because trust me, the best revenge is when karma does the work for you.